This is the Hagstro PA-200 public address system. It has the mixer on top, a spring reverb and the power amplifier. It also has some room for additional units in the middle. The problem with this unit is that it doesn't turn on. Let's flip the switch and see what happens. As you can see with the red indicator, the circuit breaker trips. Since the circuit breaker trips, we'll probably start by looking for obvious short circuits. So we'll need to get this module out of here. So you remove them by detaching these 6 screws, I think. Let's try to figure out what is going on in the different sections of this module. Here we have the mains power coming in. We have the power switch here. It goes to this voltage selector and then to the mains transformer. These two seem to go directly to the fan. And then there seem to be 2 main outputs of the transformer. This is one output that goes to this full bridge rectifier, and there's also a reservoir capacitor right here underneath. And the output here goes straight to the mixer and reverb modules. The high power output of this transformer goes to these 2 pins, which are attached to 2 full bridge rectifiers in parallel. So here we have the rectified output, and here we have the large reservoir capacitors. So the rectified output comes to this board, which I assume is some kind of control board, and then this should be the signal amplifier with the output transistors attached to the external heatsink. Okay, so I have a theory here. This unit is designed for 16 ohm speakers, which is quite high. Most PA speakers today have an impedance of 8 or below. So it could be that someone connected a pair of lower impedance PA speakers, which could cause too much current to flow through the output transistors, which could damage them. So we'll start by checking the output transistors. That is pretty cool. The output transistors are behind the logo. Nice. Alright, let's see if the output transistors are shorted. Seems like the collector and emitter is shorted on this transistor. To confirm that it's the transistor that is internally shorted and not some other part of the circuit, we will need to remove it and test it separately. Let's do that. Now the collector is not connected to the rest of the circuit anymore. Let's measure it again. Still a short. Let's remove it. Let's measure it one last time to make sure. Yep, it's definitely out. This is really nice. They included the mounting peripherals in the box, so you can replace them at the same time you replace the transistor. So here we have the old transistor and the new transistor. Let's compare them. So on the old broken transistor, the emitter and the collector is shorted, but not on the new one. Now let's mount the new transistor. Okay, now we have it laid out in the correct order, hopefully. Now we couldn't use the new distances because they didn't fit the heatsink. We'll have to do with the old one. But we'll use the new plastic film at least. So before mounting it, we need to apply some thermal grease to make sure that the transistor has a good thermal connection with the heatsink. Okay, now the transistor has been replaced. Let's turn it on and see what happens. Alright, the circuit breaker is not tripping anymore. Great. Okay, let's test it out before we put it back together.